Welcome back everyone. Hi, if you're new, my name is Tori and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some books that I think I might enjoy based on books that I have already read and loved. So kind of like a backwards recommendations video, I guess. But no, I have a few books to share with you, so let's get into it. So the first book is Lexicon, and this is by Max Berry. This is one of my favorite books of all time. In this, we're following a main character named Emily, and she is just struggling on the streets of San Francisco, really just doing whatever she can to get by. One day, Emily is approached by these recruiters from this really elite school on the East Coast. I forget which state it's in. I think it's either Vermont or Virginia. One of those states. So Emily, she takes a chance and she goes to this new boarding school, and instead of learning traditional subjects at this school like math and science and things like that, these students are learning how to use language as a weapon. And when they graduate from this boarding school, they are known as poets. This book is so tense in so many sections, but it's so fun to read and it's so smart. And at its core, there's also kind of a mystery angle going on here. We also have another storyline taking place at the same time as Emily's, and watching those storylines come together, you need to go read Lexicon. This book is so good. So this is one of my favorite books. I love this. I have never been able to find a book that is similar to Lexicon. If you have them, please drop them below because I would love to check it out. I think because I love Lexicon so much, I might enjoy The Word Exchange, and this is by Elena Graydon. So even though they're really different, at its core there seems to be a language theme happening here between these two books. In The Word Exchange, we have this world where libraries are no longer a thing, but we do have a group of people who are really dedicated to keeping words alive and wordsmith alive, and so they have been working to edit the dictionary. It actually has, what is the official title? It's the North American Dictionary of the English Language. And so as that book is getting ready for publication, one of our main characters whose father is working on this dictionary, he ends up going missing, and it just sounds like it becomes so mysterious from there, because who the heck would want to kidnap somebody working on the dictionary? So I mean, this sounds so good, but at the same time, I really picked this up because it did remind me so much of Lexicon, and I want to feel what I felt when I read Lexicon. I could just read Lexicon again, that might happen too, but I think this could also do the trick, so we'll see. The next book that I read was Annihilation by VanderMeer, and this is the first book in the Southern Reach trilogy. I really enjoyed this book. I read this actually pretty recently, a couple of months ago now at this point. It's so good. I think I'm going to continue on with the trilogy. So in Annihilation, we have this group of female scientists. They become the 12th expedition to go into this area known as Area X, and the 11 other expeditions before them have all just either lost their minds while in Area X or they've killed each other off. And so our group of characters who we're following, they venture into this area just to really find out what the heck is going on. But as the book progresses, things in Area X just really start taking a toll on them mentally, emotionally, and things just get so strange. And so because I loved Annihilation so much, I think I might also enjoy The Crystal World, if you can see that. And this is by J.G. Ballard. So this book takes place in the West African jungle, and the jungle is experiencing something known as a leaking through time, and things just start getting really strange there. Trees in the forest start turning into jewels, crocodiles start turning into other things, and just it gets so weird. But we have a group of people who are trapped in this area as the forest starts changing. It sounds like we're going to be with them as they start experiencing these weird and mysterious things that are happening to them. I really loved Annihilation, like I mentioned, so this is really giving me similar Annihilation vibes. So I'm hoping I will enjoy this as well. Oh, the next one is also a favorite of mine. That's Stories of Your Life and Others, and this is by Ted Chiang. And this is actually a collection of short stories, but the one that I'm thinking of right now is Story of Your Life. It's so good. This is so good. It's one of my favorite short stories of all time. Arrival is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm so in love with this. I'm so obsessed. So I think if I love Story of Your Life, then I will also enjoy Tomorrow's Kin, and this is by Nancy Kress. And this is the first book in Yesterday's Kin trilogy. So in Story of Your Life, we have these alien beings come down and they are scattered around the earth, and you really don't know what is going on or what's happening. And it's up to this scientist, this linguist known as Louisa Banks, to basically come in and figure out what in the world is going on. And as she's learning a little bit more about what these creatures are doing here, she begins to communicate with them in their own language. Tomorrow's Kin sounds so similar is because the storylines are almost identical. in a sense, we have an alien invasion. Essentially, these aliens in Tomorrow's Kin come down to Earth and they refuse to interact or speak with anybody except the United Nations. And so we have a representative from the UN come in and basically try to figure out what they want and what's going on and how to communicate with them. Who knows? It sounds similar, but I mean, obviously they're going to be completely different plot lines and everything, but I'm really looking forward to see how I find this book in comparison to this one, or really I just want to enjoy it on its own. And then we have Children of the New World by Alexander Weinstein, and I read this a couple of months ago now and loved it. This is a collection of short stories. In one of the stories, it's actually the first story in here, we have this family who they adopt this like android robot type of thing into their family unit. And one day this android begins malfunctioning at breakfast. And throughout that short story, the family is really forced to reflect on, you know, their lives with the android and basically what this thing meant to them, especially to their daughter. And it's so good. So I highly recommend this. I actually talked a little bit about this in one of the videos I did about like books to read if you like a certain Black Mirror episode, so you can go check that out where I speak a little bit more about this. But I think if I enjoy Children of the New World, then I will enjoy Tomorrow Factory. And this is a collection of short stories by Rich Larson. And they just sound so good. They sound so weird. It sounds like we're gonna be walking the streets of a future noir Chicago and tropical islands with sentient robots. The synopsis of it really sounds like, it really got me excited the way I was excited when I stumbled upon Children of the New World. So I'm hoping that if I liked this one, I will enjoy this too. Oh, and then finally, I'm really excited about this. Finally, we have Red Rising by Pierce Brown, which is the first book in the Red Rising saga. And in this, we're following a main character named Darrow. This takes place on Mars. And we have this society that is broken into caste systems by color. And so our main character is a red, and he basically is infiltrating the system to try to work his way up and you know, kind of take the golds down from the inside. So for some reason, I think I will enjoy Shades of Grey by Jasper Fforde if I liked Red Rising. But I think the really unique thing about Shades of Grey, instead of the caste system being broken up by colors, the people in this society are broken up by how they perceive color. So if you are someone who perceives the color red more clearly than someone else, then you're at the bottom of the caste system. And then you have people who can see yellow and things like that. It sounds so good and really interesting, so I cannot wait to pick this up. Before I even like thought to compare these two in my head, I was already really curious to read this, and then the more like I kept going back to the synopsis, I'm like, this reminds me of something else. So I'm thinking if I enjoyed Red Rising, then I might enjoy this. But I mean, obviously I'm not going to compare them while I'm reading or anything. I'm just gonna take it all in. I'm just gonna enjoy it for what it is. So that is it for me, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments which book you think I will actually enjoy. Let me know if you have read something similar to Lexicon. Just know I will take Lexicon recommendations or books that are similar to Lexicon. I will take those recommendations all day long. I love Lexicon so much. Yeah, I will see you in the next video. Take care.